Professor Live.
What's up, Live fam? Today we're out here in Los Angeles. I'm with my main man, dunk champion, Chris Staples. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate you, man.
There's about 50 dudes in the world that are like that 1%. They can like jump out of the building. Like it don't make no sense. Between legs, 360s, jump over people. He's in this category, but not only that, Chris is #1 in the world. The Dunk League Championships goes on every year. They invite all the world's top dunkers, and he was the last person to win it. And I figured there was no better person to bring in for this tutorial right here, how to throw an alley-oop. I've actually never seen that broken down on YouTube, and there's a lot of guys that do play with other players that can dunk, so this becomes a necessary. All right, let's get into it. All right, so getting into the alley-oop, I could literally talk for hours about different things involving lobs, but I'd say there's 5 essential things, 5 steps that you should sort of have in your mind when you're looking to throw an alley-oop. Step number 1, you gotta dribble with your head up. When I was 18, I first started playing professional street ball. I had actually never really played with too many guys that could dunk the basketball. Maybe they could dunk, but they weren't jumping like Chris. They weren't catching like crazy lobs, you know what I mean? So I had to learn that, but in learning it, a lot of times I'd be like this, doing a move, dude cuts to the basket, I'm like, too late, you know? And that happens, you know what I mean? So you want to dribble with your head up at all times so you don't miss cutters or people who could potentially catch an alley-oop. Step number 2, Chris put me onto this one. It's really good to make eye contact with whoever you're going to throw the alley-oop to, okay? A lot of times, I'll come down in a game, some of my best lobs were when I came down and I saw a dunker like Chris over there on the wing and I kind of gave him a look like, you know what I mean? Boom, I'm about to do a move, go loop. That's basically what that says. I'm about to do a move, drive, and then throw the alley-oop. Or you could simply just say he might not have a defender on him. We make eye contact across the court. It's like, go, boom, okay? Which brings me to step number 3. Another thing Chris was talking about. You don't want to telegraph what you're going to do, okay? It'd be real easy for me to see Chris opposite side of the court, and I'm like this.
Or a point,
you know what I'm saying? Or
yeah,
boom! You know what I mean?
That, yeah.
Now my defender, he gets a hint of what I'm doing, and he could get his hands up and get in the way. Other players might see what I'm doing. They look to Chris and go match up with him, and now the alley-oop gets messed up. It happens a lot, okay? Step number 4, you gotta know your personnel. Meaning, know the skill level of the players that you're playing with the basketball court. I've seen it happen all the time. Somebody will drive the lane, get scrambled, and then as a bailout, they'll try to throw a oop to somebody who, A, it's not even a good angle. B, they might not even be able to dunk. I've seen that before. Or they might lead a player that would be good for like a 1-foot lob catch, but they're really a 2-foot jumper. So you just gotta know like who you're playing with and know how they like to catch lobs and be aware of that type of thing. It's really important, especially if you're like a point guard. Step number 5, one of the most important things about an alley-oop is you don't throw an alley-oop to the player. What I mean is, if I'm right here, Chris is like running, he was gonna catch a lob, I don't wait till he jumps, I don't wait till he's there and then try to throw an alley-oop, it's too late. What I would do is I would lead him, you know what I'm saying? If I'm driving in, Chris might be a little further out there. If I'm driving in, I gotta know that ball's gotta be led. You see what I'm saying? Like even in game speed, that demo right there might have been a little late. You gotta really lead the man. I would say it's not cookie cutter because every situation is different, but the ball's definitely gotta leave your hands before they even leave the ground.
It's kind of like a quarterback throwing into a receiver.
Yeah.
You gotta go right into the pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a quarterback throwing a receiver. It's a good 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds in front of the guy catching the lob. And that might seem long in real time, but the more you get in the habit of doing it, the more it'll start to make sense. Play dunk ball, you know what I mean? Like when you play dunk ball, a lot of times, like you should learn to catch a hoop yourself and how you like it coming from your homie. Because that'll teach you how, when you get in a game, dunkers want it, you know, you gotta really lead them. The last thing I'll say is not really a step, is that alley-oops can be anywhere. You know, you can throw a lob from full court. You know, I've done that before, coming up the court right here. I see my man cut, I throw him a full court alley-oop. Same thing, I'm just leading him even more. Or a lob can come from mid-court, it can come from driving to the basket, it can come from a trailer. Chris is behind me, you know what I'm saying? We're going off the glass. Alley-oops can come from every which way. I would say those are 5 things you absolutely need to know if you're gonna throw alley-oops during a game. Let's check out a few game speeds. Something on like this, you know, talk about alley-oops, it's really important that you lead your man, you know what I mean? catches it, you know what I mean? He's already in stride. It's really like no problem, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's important. Live fam, thank you guys so much for checking out this tutorial on the alley-oop. I hope it came in handy for those of you who watched it. Be sure to give Chris a sub. He just got to 100K. Chris, thanks for being on here, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you. If you support me, support him. We'll be back with more content coming soon. Thank you guys.